Drones are super affordable these days, and they can be one of the best ways to creatively capture your city, your environment, or simply you. Today I'm gonna be taking my drone out, and I have this photo in my head, so I'm gonna show you guys how I capture it, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I edit these photos so they have a little bit more of a punch and have a cinematic feel. So let's get to it. Okay, so I got my basketball, got my drone, and most importantly, I have my water bottle. Make sure my battery's charged, and we should be good to go. Calibrate the compass real quick, and just do a quick spin. And after you get it up, I kind of like to frame like how I want it to be in the shot, and then we'll just kind of go for it.
Take off. No point.
Oh, that was probably it. Oh, that felt good. Oh, I jumped too soon. Oh. Get one more. That's it. Caught it. Again, I don't love the angle, but I think it's doable. So let's switch it up. Find another spot. Funny. Okay, so this is a wrap. I got some cool shots that make it look like I'm just like flying through the air about to bang it. Spoiler alert, I'm not dunking like this, but it looks crazy. And so head back to the house, we'll get these bad boys edited, and I'll kind of show you that process of how I edit them to make it pop a little bit, because as you can see, it's a cloudy day. We don't have any dramatic lighting. I am not getting the shadows that I was hoping for, but still we can kind of play on the PNW moodiness to make this an image that fits the area and the kind of the vibe that I'm going to be going for. So check it out. Bow. All right, so back at my house here. First thing you want to do is get your stuff imported on the computer. As you can see here, I've already picked a couple of my photos. I like to just go through and find them so that I don't have to spend so much time filtering through the ones I don't like. And I got a couple of bangers in here. I got a couple ones that are pretty cool. So let's see how we can make them a little bit better. I'm going to start off with, let's see. All right, so, oh, this is just dope. I mean, look at this. Looks like I'm flying. All right, so like anybody, I kind of have some presets that I like to use. And there's a couple different looks that I'd like, but I think for this particular photo, I like that like retro look here. So this is actually a preset called Small. What I used to use for my photography business, and I still use it for just everyday client shoots, or if I'm doing personal projects is what I use for my thumbnails. Nonetheless, that's kind of my starting point here. So I'm gonna pick this one, and it kind of has that moody kind of PNW feel to me, but also feels like cinematic, like old school basketball film look. First thing I'm gonna do is bring the exposure up. And I want the shadows up just a little bit. The quartz a little bit dirty for my liking. So I'm gonna just go in, spot remove, take some of this stuff off. Because I want to kind of have a clean look. Like I like the grunge, I like the fence back here, but I kind of want to be contrasty. All right, so once we get this all cleaned up how we like it, a couple more to clean up. Again, like most people don't really notice this, but it's just a small thing I like to do. And it looks a lot cleaner. Okay. The greens are a little bit more green than I like it to be. So you're gonna scroll down over to your HSL sliders, and on the saturation, we're gonna change that. So I like to just hit this little guy here. Instead of guessing out my colors, I'll hit that and then I'll just drag it down on a spot or up, depending on what it is. So in this case, I'm gonna drag it down. So the green's a little bit more muted, not too much. And then I think I'm actually gonna go up on the luminance. And kinda, I like that look there. Cool, maybe it's a little bit dark. Check the hue. There we go. Cool, okay, so this is the before, This is the after. Again, just cleaning up the core, it really made it look good. As you can see, picking up those little things. And it looks like there's a stick or something over here. So let me just get that real quick while I'm at it. Maybe I like that a little bit brighter. Once I get an edit I will just copy and paste that if it feels like it's gonna fit the other photos. So I will just copy that real quick. And look, I mean, look at this one. Looks like I'm flying, bro. Like I'm about to just slam it. So cool. All right, so once you have your photos kind of edited the way that you like, I like to take them over to Photoshop and just do a couple more tweaks to give it that little pop. So there's some couple of things you're gonna need once you get into Photoshop. I use grain overlays and I'll use some lens flares to kind of give it that cinematic pop. All my grains and overlays I get from Elements and Vito, but you can get them from anywhere. I use Google. Sometimes I'll use just a Google search if I can't find it on Vito, and usually I can find one there. And it doesn't matter too much because you're gonna use it with that overlay, and I'll kind of show you what I mean by that. So we have our picture here. I'm going to open up, I should have actually closed that there. In my downloads, I actually have my overlay. So I have some film, light leaks, and then I also have the grain texture overlays. I'm gonna open up my grain textures. I like to view them as a gallery so I can quickly scroll through the ones that I know that I kind of like. Let's see, and I like the ones that kind of have like a lens burn, a film burn on it. So this one here, you can drag it over, and then it doesn't line up with the entire photo, so you can actually hold shift to stretch it out. So I'm gonna hold shift click and let that snap, enter. And then we're gonna go over to the, I don't know what you call this actually, but let me go out this little section here, hit the drop down, and for this photo, I'm probably gonna do screen. Cool, so this is the before and after, kind of has that cool look, but we're not done yet. Let's go back to that folder, go back, and again, I'm gonna be using some film overlays, some kind of grain overlays that I got from Elements and Vito. That's where I get usually all of my overlays because I kind of get tired of searching the web for it, but there are free options if you don't have a subscription to this. If I can find one that I really, I don't want it to be too crazy, but I want it to look kind of old and vintage. I like this one. So same thing, just drag it right on the photo, hold shift, and then enter. I'm actually gonna put this one under the one that we just did because I want that one on top. And then I'm going to pick the same, like light in screen. Okay, so right now it looks a little bit crazy, but what we're gonna do is actually gonna create a mask and then hit the B for the brush tool. And opacity up here is 75, flow is 64. And I'm just gonna use that to take it off of me just a little bit. And that's actually a little bit too much. So Command Z to undo. I'm gonna make the brush a little bit smaller by using the bracket keys, left bracket there. And I want the hoop to be able to show a little bit. And then like sometimes the ones that pop up might be a little bit too much. So like every now and then I erase some of them. Not a ton, but just a little bit. And then so here's the before, here's the after. Here's the before that and after. Adjustments real quick. I like to go into the curves adjustment and bring kind of S-curve that. There we go. I like the way that pops. Boom. Okay, so I'm really feeling that one. And then, so let's look at the before. So this is before any adjustments. And I mean, it looks good, right? This is pretty cool, but then after, like it just really has that cool effect. So I dig this one, I like it a lot. Let's move on to the next one. Let's go back into Lightroom. All right, so again, we have a couple of photos we've already picked out. And I think I wanna do this one. Edit in, oops, sorry. Edit in, Photoshop, same thing. And it's really the same process. In this case, because I already know I want a similar look, I'll actually go back, select these here, Command C to copy, and then go back. Still, I like to make a duplicate, and then I'm gonna paste. Ooh, come on. Cool. All right. So this is the before and the after. Whew. Come on now. I dig it. All right, guys, that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. That's kind of how I edit my photos to give it that PNW moody / cinematic look. If you guys enjoyed this one, let me know down in the comments below, and I will be sure to do more like it. So if you haven't already, subscribe, like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Let's get back to it. I'm going to export these bad boys. I think I'll make one of these a thumbnail too, so. There's that. All right. All through the mud. When I'm feeling down, gotta look up.